Hello friends, thank you for joining me on this trip. The other day my daughter was making fun of my hair because it's getting long, and she told me that I'm starting to look like somebody from the Civil War. So in honor of her joke, she's only 7, she's got a great sense of humor, but anyways, I thought I'd come out here and just use a wool blanket as my pack. I've heard it called the Horseshoe Bed Roll. I just call it a Civil War style type bedroll. You just take your wool blanket, put everything in the middle, roll it up, tie it off, sling it over your shoulder. With it getting a lot warmer out, right now it's about 70 degrees and it's going to be a low of 55 tonight. I didn't bring a whole lot of items, so they all fit in there great, and I brought my haversack with a few items. But my plan for tonight is I'm going to build a tripod, cook up some food over the fire. I built me a Bucksaw the other day, so I'm going to put that to the test today, and then yeah, just going to be another relaxing night in the woods. Now, during my last video I had told you guys about having a possum mentality, and all this wood that I moved out of the way of my spot here is pretty soft, and this is what's called punk wood. It's real spongy. Now what I'm going to do is, because one thing that works a little bit better than char cloth is charred punk wood. So we'll get all the hard spots off of there, and it's okay, this is going to be wet, all that will dry up as you're charring it, but you want to get a lot of it because this stuff will shrink quite a bit. And it's really soft. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's really spongy. Hard part right there, you don't want that in there. Let's see. Just kind of fill around, make sure there ain't no hard spots in there, and I'm gonna char it in this container right here, just like that. First I need to get all these leaves and stuff out of the way before I start my fire. There's some more punky type wood there, but I don't think that'll work. And I'll tell you, I've lost so much weight, all these shirts are like super huge on me. In my last video, as I was editing it, I noticed that it looks more like I'm wearing a dress, so it's about time for some new clothes. That's not a bad problem to have though. Alright, that should work for now. Alright, I'm going to get a bunch of sticks together and get everything ready. Oh, I'm also going to try a bow drill today. I've been practicing a lot with it. I've been doing pretty good. I'm getting more consistent with it. So I brought everything. I brought my bow kit that I made out of tulip poplar. So yeah, I'm going to get my sticks ready, and then we'll give her a go. Okay. So I've already went ahead and burnt in my board. Now this is a smaller board than I would normally use, but we're gonna try it anyways. I'm not gonna teach you so much on how to do this just because I'm not an expert on it yet. So I'll wait till I get more consistent at it and to where I can do it every time before I teach you guys how to do it. Okay, here we go. Wish me luck. Start off slow and easy. Might have got it. It's smoking on its own. I think I got it. We're gonna let that cherry up like a cigarette. And we'll put it into our bird's nest here. Whew, I'm surprised I got that. I mean, normally it takes me a couple holes on the board to really get the hang of it, but it's still smoking on its own. That's a good sign. Let me make sure I'm even recording. I'd feel like a dummy if... Okay, we're good. Alright, I'm going to be very careful. And that's perfect. The wind's coming from that way, so it's keeping that going. It should cherry up here in just a few. There it goes. I see the cherry in it now. There we go. I'm going to say it's good to go. Now I'm going to be very careful with this. There it goes. There we go. All right. We don't want to smother it, but we do want to get some fuel on there. My fire lay is nothing special. I just kind of throw it wherever. I just try to keep the really, really thin stuff towards the front. Whew. Man, I'm super excited. And what I'm gonna do though, is this may be a little close to that, so I'm gonna see if I can't, without smothering it, just move it back just a little bit. There we go. Just kind of move it back this way a little bit. All right. Now I'm going to softly throw those on there. Whew. I'm a little close to the tarp, but I think I'll be okay. That's going to die down here shortly, so. Just a little bit of tulip poplar. Okay, let me show you. This is tulip poplar hearth board, tulip poplar spindle, and then ironwood or muscle wood, whatever you want to call it, for the bearing block, ironwood for the bow, and then just a little piece of wood here for the catch. Man, whew, I'm as happy as a puppy with 2 peckers. Okay, now while that's burning down, I'm going to throw a little bit more sticks on it just to make sure that while I'm out doing some other stuff, I'm going to get some stuff together for a tripod. I'm going to make sure that this is not going to go out, so I'm going to go grab a few bigger sticks and I'll be right back with you. Alright, it's time to test out the Bucksaw. pretty nice. It's pretty sturdy too. You got to really make sure you get these notches here lined up very well in order for it to stay together. You don't want to go twisting it or anything like that. You want to make sure that you're going straight at it. What the heck is this? Huh, a little kid's bow. Cool. There's a lot of hunting and stuff that goes on in this area because this creek here. Unfortunately, people leave their dang trash around all the time. All right. Pretty happy with that. I'm going to show you how to hang a line from here and do like an adjustable pot hanger here to bring it up and down. Okay, now for this adjustable pot hanger, on one end you're going to want like a bowling knot, and what I do is I just put it over the end here like this. You can use any knot you want, like a Canadian jam knot, and go around, or you can just use your bowling knot and just feed it through like this. That's what you want to do. Actually, that's probably what I'll do right there. So just make a bowling knot, feed the line through, let it hang down, and then from there, I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to put it over like this, double it up, and just tie an overhand knot in that. Let me go up a little bit. So you have this tag in here. Then from there, let me see. Alright, hold on. Should have been better prepared for this. From there, you're just going to grab a stick. Let me grab one here. Here's one. Now, you're going to put the pot in here, and then you're going to use that and turn that into a Marlin spike hitch. If I can get my fingers to work here. Now, what you do, grab that tag end, bring it up like this, grab the stick from there. If you want it down, grab the tag end, bring the stick down, grab the tag end and the stick, bring it up. The weight of the pot will lock itself in place there. So let's get this over the fire. Actually, let's get it a little taller here. Okay, so I'm going to pull up on the tag end, push the stick down, locks in place. Pull up on the tag end, pull the stick up, locks in place. So that's one way you can do it. It's quick and easy. So now I'm going to get started on some dinner. We're going to do it hillbilly style tonight. I've got some deluxe macaroni and cheese and some hamburger. I got 5 kids at home, so for a cheap meal that goes a long way and tastes good, I just cook up the hamburger and then cook up the macaroni and cheese and mix it together. So that's what I'm having tonight. I've been doing pretty good on my diet, so tonight I'm going to treat myself. Now, one thing I do when it gets warmer out is I just keep, if I'm bringing meat out here with me, I'll just freeze it, and then I'll bring it out here with me froze, and throughout the day, you know, it'll thaw out. Sometimes it thaws out a lot quicker than you want it to. You just eat dinner earlier than normal. That's all you do to fix that. That way you're not eating some bad meat. Okay, so we're going to take this, pull up on the tag end, bring that down right above the fire there. I'm going to get some more sticks and really kick up that fire. One of the things I really like about this Pathfinder 64-ounce bush pot is the lid that comes with it, and there's a spout. So I can really use that to strain everything. I would be careful though, because that lid is not on there super tight. I'll just kind of put my hand right here in front of the lid in case it does decide to come off. It's not super hot. Like, I'm touching the lid right now and it's not burning me, so. Okay. So, got that done. Let's see. Let's go ahead and undo this Marlin spike hitch. Put that up there, that way it don't catch on fire. Now, put this in my pocket, that way I don't lose it. Alright, I'm going to see if this is big enough to put all this hamburger in here. Alright, now I'm just going to leave that right there. I'm going to go rinse this out in the creek, and then I'm going to use my grill here to put some water in this, get some nice clean water in it. I'm going to get some sticks and kick that fire back up, get it nice and hot. Okay, so what I did was just put the hamburger in there, then I put the cheese sauce in there. Now we're just going to mix it up real good. right. I'd say we're ready. Let's give her a go. Cheers. That is delicious. My only suggestion would be is to make sure you get the really good kind of macaroni and cheese that has these cheese sauces in it, or these cheese packets, or whatever you want to call them. Don't get that cheaper powder stuff unless you know how to mix it perfect. But man, this is a good combination. Ooh, I'm starting to get full. I'm only halfway through it. You guys have to let me know what your favorite camp meal is. I'd say my favorite camp meal, oh man, I'd say probably cube steak smothered in cream of mushroom soup with mashed potatoes and corn. That's not really so much of a camp meal, but sometimes I'll make it out here. It is a labor. There's a lot of labor involved in making something like that, but it's worth it. If you ain't tried that before, you gotta try it. But other than that, I like a ribeye cooked over the fire with maybe like a baked potato. Take a potato, just put it in some aluminum foil and throw it in the fire. That's up there. That's definitely one of my favorites. But I did want to take this time before I forgot to just thank you guys for 12,000 subscribers. We just celebrated 10,000 subscribers a couple months ago, and like now I got the hiccup. Sorry. Oh, I ate that too fast. I worked up an appetite, so I inhaled that stuff. But anyways, yeah, it's really grown, and I hope to keep growing. The past few months has been kind of slow, simply because I just haven't been real consistent with my upload schedule. You know, I took a few weeks off there. I went to the Pathfinder basic class, so for the week before that, I really just concentrated on getting ready for that. And then of course I didn't make a video that weekend because I was at the class, and I did make a video kind of telling you guys a little bit about the class the week after that. So I feel like I got crap all over my beard. I'm like a really messy eater. Right here this morning, I dug a tick out of my jaw. I was sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden I felt something, and then I went right here and I couldn't tell what it was. I thought maybe it was like a pimple or something. And I went to my wife and I said, "What the heck is this?" And she goes, "That's a tick." And apparently it was already in there. When she pulled on it, half of it came out. The head was still in, so we had to dig that out. So yeah, it's that time. They're coming out now. Oh. But a lot of you guys have been wanting me to update you on my weight loss. Right now I'm down about 30 pounds. I've lost 30 pounds in probably, what, 3.5, 4 months. So, you know, a little less than 10 pounds a month, which is a good speed to lose it. You don't want to lose it too fast. I'm trying to get back down to my pre-trucker weight of 200, so I've got about 20 more pounds to go. So we'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I don't know if you can hear that. There's the guns again at the Conservation Club. It's Saturday, so yeah, the guns are always out. And it's like a mile or two away from here, but you can hear it. But anyways, yeah, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. It sucks that the gyms are all closed right now because of everything that's going on. But that's okay. 90% of it is, you know, diet. So as long as I just keep eating halfway decent, Except, you know, every once in a while I'll have a cheat meal, something like this. But yeah, I'm moving in the right direction. Alright, you remember all that punk wood that I collected earlier? We're going to char that up. And the great thing about charred cloth or char punk wood is it takes a spark very easily. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to start a solar fire next week. I'm going to use a magnifying lens and I'm going to show you guys how to light some charred punk wood with it. But anyways, when it comes to the fire, you have a triangle of fire. You have heat, oxygen, and fuel. We're going to have the heat from the fire. The fuel is the punk wood. We're going to eliminate the air though. So you're going to want to put it in a container that allows gases to escape but air not to go in. So this is perfect for that. And I know what you're thinking, well, can't air get in there? No, because what's happening is this is heating up and creating a lot of pressure and it's pushing all the gas out and it's going to escape right here. So no air is going to get in. The only thing you need to really worry about is when you're done with it and you take it off the fire, you don't want to open it up until this cools down all the way, because you will introduce oxygen to it. It's already got the heat, it's pretty hot, and it's got the fuel. It's going to catch on fire. So sorry, my throat's a little scratchy, but anyways, we're going to throw this on the fire and then yeah, I'll be right back with you. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this down on the fire. I'm going to take all this, get it back up here. Now what I've done is just thrown a bunch of sticks on top here just to ensure that it's going to burn for a while. It normally only takes about 10 minutes or so. At that point you can take it off, let it cool down. When you take it apart and look at it, if it's not all the way charred, just put it back in the fire. It's not going to hurt anything as long as you don't open that up while it's hot and let oxygen get in there. At that point it'll burn, kind of like how I'm doing right now, standing too close to this fire. But anyways, you could technically leave that in there all night, and as long as no oxygen gets in there, it'll be fine. So I normally let it go about 20 minutes just to make sure. And at the 20-minute mark, I'll pull it out, let it cool down, and then we'll see what we got. Okay, at this point, it's been about 20 minutes, so I'm just going to take this. We're going to just move it over here. Be careful not to. Alright, now we're going to leave that together and just let that cool down for a little bit. Okay, now that that is cool enough to handle, we're going to take a look in here, see what we got. Alright. Now it's not all the way done, but there is a piece right there that's pretty good. Let's break it in half. It's charred all the way through. That's a good one. These ones here, we just simply throw back, and all this in here, I don't know if you can see that, we got some good charred wood. There may be a couple pieces left in there that need to go back in. But with this, let's see here, something like this, you can just take your ferro rod, put a spark on it. You can take your knife, bang a piece of flint off of it onto this, and this will catch a spark. And also, like what I'll do in my next video, is solar ignition. I'll just take a magnifying lens, shine the light as small as I can get it onto this, and it should take pretty quickly. You do want to break that up a little bit, give it some surface area, but these have shrank quite a bit. But I'm going to go ahead and throw it all back in there, because like I said, it won't hurt anything. You can't overchar it, so I'm going to throw it back in the fire for another 10 minutes or so and finish it all off. There we go. I put it back in there for about another 10 minutes or so, and it's all pretty much done. You can see how much it shrank. This is a lot smaller than what it was when it went in there. But punk wood is always normally pretty wet, so you have to wait for it to cook up and dry out and all that water evaporate. Then it starts the process of charring. So if you ever take it out, it's not all the way done, just put it back in there, you know, give it another 10 minutes or so, and it'll be ready. Now I'll take this and put it in a metal tin. I just have an Altoids tin. I'll throw it in there, and then in my next video I'll show you how to light this with a magnifying lens. I decided to do another plow point shelter this week, but I brought my 10x10 tarp. There's a lot more room. You know, I can stand up on the end and I'll be fine. And down here, you know, I can sit up. I got plenty of room to put all my gear in, even though I don't have that much gear this time. But yeah, oh, it's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be only a low of 55. Is that thunder or is that a jet? It sounds like thunder. The wind has picked up too. Let me see what the clouds look like. This sounds like thunder, but it wasn't supposed to. It's supposed to thunderstorm today. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. Let me check out the weather here. Yep, we got a chance of showers. It doesn't say anything about storms, but oh well. Yeah, that's definitely thunder in the distance. I don't know if you can hear it on there or not, but there's a storm a-coming. But I can go ahead and bring all my stuff in here. Got my haversack here. Let's see. I can get my bow in here. And my bucksaw. I don't know why I keep calling it a bow saw, but it's a bucksaw. Okay, get my grill in here. And then there's enough room for me to put all my camera stuff under here too if it starts. Yeah, it got dark all of a sudden and I hear thunder in the distance, so it sounds like it's to the north of me, so I may luck out, I don't know. My wife got me these pants for my birthday. It's not my birthday yet, that's not till next month, but with everything going on, she wasn't sure if I'd get it in time or not, so she ordered it, but luckily we got it within a couple of days. These are the Helicom Tex Pilgrim pants. I really like them. They got a million different pockets, and it's probably her sending me a text message. Where's my phone? Anyways, yeah, if you remember on my video when I talked about me being afraid of putting my ferro rod in my pocket because I was afraid it'd fall out, she got these pants that have a million different pockets that close very tightly. So whenever it comes time for the intermediate class, I shouldn't have to worry about that. I can keep a lot of stuff in my pockets, lighten up my pack a little bit. Oh, there's a helicopter. What are you doing way out here? You ain't gotta look for me, I ain't lost yet. But this is the best part about the whole adventure here, is relaxing. Once all the work is done, you've accomplished everything that you want to accomplish. I'm super excited that I got that bow drill to go. I would have been kind of embarrassed if I had to break out the old Bic lighter to start the fire, but I wouldn't have been embarrassed. You know, it's a work in progress. You know, bow drill ain't an easy thing to do. I'm definitely getting more consistent with it, which is all that I want to do, is just to have more times that I get it than not get it. It's about 9 o'clock. Let's say it's about time for me to go to bed. Jeez. Yeah. Today was a good day. It was a busy day. You know, I had a lot to do. That's alright. That's what we come out here for. It's great exercise. It did sprinkle for a little bit, but this plow point here, it kept me kept me dry. It only rained. I felt a sprinkle for literally a minute, and it stopped. Everything is way north of us, so, and my family is more southwest from here, so they shouldn't have gotten anything either. It's about time for me to call the wife and the kids. Anyways, I'm gonna hit the sack, and I'll see y'all in the morning. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to roll up this blanket roll here. Get this evened out. This back there. You can put a lot more stuff in there. This is all I decided to bring, so I'm just gonna fold everything on there. I'm not too worried about all the leaves. I can knock all those off whenever I get home, but I don't want sticks in there. All right, I can hear thunder in the distance, so it's fixing to really come down, so I'm going to do this as quickly as possible. I'll just fold everything over on itself one time, and then roll this with it. Try to keep it tight. Keep rolling up the sides as you go. Okay. Now from there, right where your stuff ends, I'm going to tie just a square knot around it all just to kind of keep it in the middle. Okay, and now on this end, we'll tie a knot, whatever knot you want to. Now that you got both sides tied, you're just going to fold it over. Try to make sure it's still wrapped up a little bit. And then a little bit from the end here, I like to go around one time. Bring it around, get it really tight. Okay, from there, put my haversack on. And then we'll just drape this over this like that. Alright, just one thing real quick. You can see all these bright colored leaves. and the dark ones. You can see the outline of my shelter here. Kept me pretty dry. That's why it's important to take, you know, the wind direction, keep that in mind. It was coming from behind me, so even though it rained quite a bit this morning and last night, none of that rain got thrown into my shelter. You know, if the wind direction were to start doing that, I could always pull out the stakes and just kind of move the tarp around a little bit. I had it on a slippery hitch on that tree. It had just a little bit of slack in it, so where if I did have to undo it, I could just turn it around that tree whatever direction I wanted to. So yeah, but anyways guys, I want to thank you for joining me on this little trip here. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, leave a comment if you would, and subscribe. But once again, I want to thank you for all the support that you've shown me. Thank you for 12,000 subscribers, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Take care.